I never imagined you would be this complex, but your posts show a depth that's completely different from what I expected. Seeing you online makes me feel like I'm looking at a person I don't recognize, a person who's nothing like I imagined. I never expected social media to shatter my view of you, but here I am, rethinking everything I thought I knew. Your posts don't align with the version of you I created in my head. It's a humbling reminder that we never really know someone until we see them for who they truly are. There's a part of you I never expected to find, and it's left me with a sense of awe and a touch of confusion. Social media has a way of presenting an image, but the real story behind your posts is so much more intricate than I ever imagined. It's strange to see someone in such a different light, but your social media has done just that, and I can't quite get it out of my head. The more I look at your social media, the more I realize I didn't know you at all. It's as if the truth has been hidden in plain sight all along. I imagined a version of you that felt distant, but the real you, as seen online, is so much closer and more human than I could have ever anticipated. Social media doesn't capture the full essence of a person, but seeing what I've seen has definitely made me rethink everything I thought I knew about you. What I thought I knew about you was only half the story. Your online presence tells a different narrative, one that's more real and unexpected. I thought I had an image of you, but your posts have shattered it, showing me a version of you I never imagined. Seeing the person you are online is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and sometimes reality is much more intriguing. The more I discover about you on social media, the more I realize how little I knew, and I'm grateful for the chance to see you for who you truly are. Your social media is like an open door to a world I never thought I'd get to know. It's both shocking and fascinating at the same time. I thought I had an idea of who you were, but seeing you through your social media opened my eyes to something much deeper. Every post of yours reveals something new, and with each revelation, I feel like I'm understanding you in ways I never thought possible. The more I see of you online, the more I realize that I've been holding onto a version of you that doesn't quite fit anymore. I never could have imagined the side of you I now see on social media. It's like meeting a completely new person. Social media has a way of showing us sides of people we didn't expect, and what I've seen of you has completely shifted my perception. The version of you I thought I knew is so different from the one I'm seeing now. It's an interesting experience, one that leaves me rethinking everything. Your posts make me wonder if I ever really saw the full picture. The person I imagined seems far removed from the reality I now see. The more I dive into your online world, the more I see how much I misunderstood. You're nothing like I imagined, and I'm trying to piece it all together. Social media is a window into your life, and what I've seen has been so different from what I thought I knew. It's both eye-opening and confusing. I thought I had a clear picture of who you were, but your posts have painted a whole new canvas, leaving me amazed and unsure. Your social media feels like a puzzle I'm slowly piecing together, revealing a side of you I never imagined could exist. Every post is a new layer of you that contradicts the image I once had in my mind. It's a mix of confusion and wonder. Seeing you through the lens of your social media makes me realize how little I truly knew and how much more there is to discover. The person I thought you were has shifted entirely with each post I've seen. You're more complex, more human than I ever gave you credit for. Your online world has turned my expectations upside down, and now I'm left questioning everything I thought I knew. I thought your life was so simple, but the more I see on social media, the more I realize it's a lot more intricate than I imagined. Your feed shows a side of you that's so different from what I imagined. It's a humbling reminder that reality is always more complicated than assumptions. The more I delve into your posts, the more I realize that I never truly understood who you were, and maybe that's the beauty of it. I saw one version of you in my mind, but social media is showing me an entirely different person, one that's far more intriguing. There's a vulnerability in your social media presence that I never expected. It's both surprising and humbling to witness. Your social media is like a mirror, but it's one I never imagined would reflect the person I'm seeing now. It's a bit of a shock, to be honest. Scrolling through your feed felt like stepping to a world I never expected, a world where my assumptions were shattered and replaced with something real. You were a mystery in my mind, a dream I tried to piece together. Then I found your social media, and I realized I'd been chasing a version of you that was never there. Your online presence doesn't align with the idea I once had of you. It's as if a new layer of you was uncovered, one I hadn't seen before. The person I imagined from afar and the person I see now are almost strangers to each other. Social media doesn't lie, but it doesn't always tell the full story either. I thought I knew you from your posts, but discovering more of who you are left me with a sense of wonder and a few unanswered questions. Sometimes social media has a way of revealing things we didn't expect to see, and today it showed me a side of you that's beautifully different from what I imagined. You appeared so effortlessly perfect from a distance, But now, after seeing your real moments, I understand there's so much more depth than I ever anticipated. Seeing your posts today made me realize how much I'd projected my own thoughts onto you. Now that I know the truth, I'm not sure what to feel. Your social media paints a picture of someone far more complex than I imagined, and now I'm left piecing together the real story behind it. I once thought I had you figured out from your profile, but the reality of who you are has made me reconsider everything I thought I knew. There's something about the way you present yourself online that feels entirely different from the version I created in my head. I thought I had glimpsed the real you, but your social media shows me there's so much more beneath the surface, waiting to be understood. It's funny how social media can mislead you into thinking you know someone, only for reality to present a more complicated and human version of them. The more I learn about you online, the more my image of you transforms. It's like your social media is rewriting my first impressions. It's strange how I thought I had an idea of who you were based on your posts, only to realize now that there's much more to you than what I saw. Seeing you through the lens of your social media makes me wonder if I ever really knew who you were, or if I was just imagining it all along. The version of you I created in my head was just that, an imagination. Your social media shows me a much richer, more authentic reality. I thought your life was a reflection of perfection, but now I see it's full of complexity and raw moments I never anticipated. After stumbling across your feed, I realized the truth. You're nothing like the story I told myself about who you were. It's funny how social media can make us think we know someone, only for reality to shatter that illusion and leave us in awe of what we didn't expect. Your posts tell a story I wasn't prepared for, a story that's much more interesting and real than anything I imagined. What I imagined was a version of you filtered through my assumptions, but your social media shows the true, unfiltered version. Your social media revealed a side of you that took me by surprise, a side I never imagined could exist. Sometimes, seeing someone through their social media is like discovering a hidden chapter of their story that you didn't know existed. I imagined you to be one thing, but your feed reveals a version of you I can't quite grasp, leaving me curious for more. In every post you share, I see pieces of you that contradict what I thought I knew, and it's both confusing and fascinating. I thought I had you figured out, but your social media made me realize that there's a whole side of you I never expected. Each scroll through your feed uncovers a new layer of who you are, and it's different from everything I imagined. The picture I had of you was nothing compared to the one I found. Your social media shows a whole new side of you I never thought I'd see. Your posts aren't just images, they're windows into a life I never imagined, leaving me with more questions than answers. It's amazing how your social media can make me see you in a completely different light, challenging everything I thought I knew. I used to think I knew who you were, but seeing you through your social media feels like meeting a whole new person. The more I see of you online, the more my assumptions fade away, replaced by a deeper understanding of the person you are. It's strange how someone's social media can shift your perception, showing you a side of them that doesn't match the one you've imagined. Your feed gives me glimpses into your world, worlds I never expected to see, but now can't help but wonder about. The social media version of you is so different from the one I thought I knew, and I find myself unsure of where the real you lies.